You're listening to iCannabisRadio.com.
Hi, you're listening to my mom, Gavin Edson, on iCannabisRadio.com.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
So tonight you're listening to iCannabis Radio. It's the 31st of March, 2014. It is the first Monday of what?
March.
Really? The first Monday of what?
Spring break.
Spring break in Denver. Yeah. So what did you do today for first day of spring break? Who are you, by the way?
Gavin Edson.
Yeah. Are you my special guest host tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what would be helpful?
Yeah?
Leave the microphone alone.
Okay.
Because you know what happens every time you touch it?
No.
Uh-huh. So what did you do on your first day of spring break?
I skied.
How was it?
Fun.
Yeah. Where did you go skiing?
Loveland.
Yeah. And you were in ski school today, your last ski school of the season, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ski any blacks today?
No.
No?
Nope.
How come?
Because he wouldn't let us.
Because there aren't any black runs on that side.
There was 5 and 7s.
Level 5s and level 7s together. It's a tough mix.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, there was a tragic occurrence today, wasn't there? So, the Colorado Department of Transportation was doing their avalanche mitigation project, which consists of detonating explosives into areas and causing controlled avalanches so that avalanches don't occur
Later.
Right, later. And, hurt people and those kinds of things. And for the first time in 30 years, when they went to put these explosives in, they detonated inside too early. And 2 Colorado Department of Transportation workers were severely injured and are at St. Anthony Central Hospital as we speak. And so our thoughts and prayers go out to them. Really scary thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And
then the avalanche fell on them.
Did it? Mm-hmm. See, I didn't read that part, but you were there, so you would probably know more than I. So report it, Mr. Newscaster.
The avalanche fell on them, and then the car tipped over.
That is an unfortunate, terrible thing. And because of that, they had to, for the first time I've ever heard of, it may have happened before, they had to close a big chunk.
Loveland Pass, all of it.
They had to close Loveland Pass, and they had to close the ski area. So Loveland ski area is cordoned off into 2 sections. There's the
basin, and then there's just the normal mountain.
The basin and the valley.
Uh-huh.
And the basin was?
It was closed because they were investigating it.
They were investigating what happened, and they had to get helicopters in to get these guys to the hospital. How was the drive up there this morning, too?
Terrible. There were 2 accidents that
and,
we had to pass.
Yeah, and the roads were kind of slippery because it was freezing rain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of that made for a pretty rough morning. So Loveland Ski Area only had the small part of the mountain where the ski school is and the race course. And Chris was watching a dirty video. No. Dogs in the mud. Gross.
Ew.
Right. So anyway, the small portion of the ski area was open today. And
a bunch of people got the refund and left.
They did get a refund. Can you imagine?
And
left. Yeah, because they couldn't ski. Yeah, because the small area is pretty small. But you didn't leave. What did you do?
I went up to lift 3.
Yeah.
And we skied every single inch of it.
How was that for you? Easy?
Yeah.
Too easy?
No.
No, good. Do you ski some bumps today?
A lot.
A lot. How do you feel about bumps?
Fun.
Yeah. You ski the race course?
Once.
Just once,
No,
yeah.
wait, twice.
Twice. No, the gates weren't up though, right?
Yeah.
This is what Colorado kids do on spring break. They do one of two things. You don't get my phone. You want some water? Is that what you're pointing at? You can have some water. Yes. You certainly couldn't have been trying to wanting to play on my phone in the middle of our radio show.
No.
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 But Colorado kids do one of two things. Oh my God, he farted on the show.
No, I didn't.
See, this is the problem. You don't ever have kids or dogs. No kids, no animals as co-hosts because they always end up disappointing. Always. And trust me, it smells disappointing in here. No? No, it's just water. Okay, phew. So Colorado kids either ski for spring break, which is what we typically do, or they go someplace nice and warm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why did you not put flavoring in this one?
There is. You might need to shake it up. It's orange. So I have to, I know I'm going to get another rash of crap for this, but I have to talk a little bit about what happened when we went skiing again, Gav. Is your tummy upset? We went skiing yesterday. Gavin and I went, and spring break is a tough time to go skiing sometimes because people from out of town come, which is we're thrilled about, right?
Yeah.
It's wonderful to have people come and enjoy skiing in Colorado, and I mean that's what it's all about. I think where I get a little unnerved is when
there are a bunch of people there
and they're doing
skiing.
Stupid stuff.
Uh-huh.
What about the lady that?
Skiing.
Yeah, well, that's or not skiing, or not skiing very well, or not paying attention. Mm-hmm. I was telling Chris earlier about the lady in the lift line who skidded right into you, and luckily you handled it really nicely, huh?
Mm-mm.
Yes, you did.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we were getting on the lift, and it was pretty icy right under the cover, and Gavin was kind of standing there, and this woman just like slid right up. Her skis went in between yours, and her skis went over your skis. You missed this? You didn't remember this now?
I'm pretty sure that wasn't yesterday.
Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
Are you sure?
100%. I was there. We talked about it.
100%?
200%.
300.
Yeah, 300% sure.
Believe you.
Thank you. And people don't always look where they're going. It is fine to not be the most experienced stellar skier. That is, it's what it's all about. Part of the fun of skiing is falling and learning and playing and doing things that are more difficult than you're used to. But you have to have some common sense about it. You have to be able to think about it and recognize the impact of what you're doing on other people and look where you're going and all that kind of stuff. And I just feel like yesterday was a day where people didn't do that so well.
No.
Yeah.
No one did.
Yeah. People just stopped in the middle. And it wasn't even snowboarders. Like snowboarders were used to having to ski around snowboarders, right? Because they just sit down. Why do they do that, Gav?
Because they don't turn at all. They're too scared.
What makes a snowboarder afraid to turn? It's too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too hard to turn.
They never learn it.
They never learn how to turn.
And then
So
they just fall after 5 seconds.
Although Chris is a pretty good snowboarder, isn't he? As far as we've heard. We've never really seen him. You don't think so? Oh, well.
We'll see.
So people were just kind of stopped waiting for other people in places that didn't make sense and in areas where you couldn't see them or where trails were converging. And so I just kind of want to put out there to people, like, we're so happy to have you in Colorado and welcome to our ski areas. Treat them like you're in traffic.
Yes. Don't skid forward into teeny tiny car.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. Look where you're going. Look left, then right, then left again.
Turn.
It's while it is true that it's the uphill skier's responsibility to get out of the way, an uphill skier can't do anything if you come out of nowhere.
Yes.
So just be thoughtful about that. No one wants to get hurt, and I don't want to have to hurt anybody because you ran into my son. Because let me just tell you, really honestly,
you're a snowboarder.
Then I'll hurt you. If you run into my son because you are being a jackass, I will jackass all over you. Like it is on, right?
No.
No? You don't think I would?
You're not allowed to say that word.
Jack?
It's a word after that.
Oh, I will get frustrated all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it was a nice day. This is the first time in a long time that we had really flat light, and that means that you have no depth perception at all. And so we were on Gavin likes to go in the train park, and so we were on some rollers. And what happened?
We almost lost our balance.
Yeah. I mean,
twice.
Yeah. It was really hard because you just had to have faith that the rollers, and then Gavin thought that there was one more, right?
Uh-huh.
And so he was prepping himself to go up and down one more time, and there was no up and down. It was just jarring. It was just hard. And so then we were going into this tree run in this from this like meadow into a tree run into a meadow. And you couldn't tell what was. I mean, there was a whole bunch of like powdery stuff, sticky powdery stuff,
and moguls,
and some bumps, and you just couldn't see anything. And we were like, "Oh, this isn't that fun." And that so rarely happens in Colorado. Even when you ski, isn't this true, Chris? Even when you're out and it's snowing, usually there's some level of light enough, that you can see the depth. But this was just.
Flat lights.
It's so hard, and it makes it not fun, and it makes it dangerous. I mean, that's really how people get hurt.
So you hurt your knees.
Yep.
And that's why we left right after that happened.
Yeah, we got pretty done, but it was fun. And plus, you knew you were skiing 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
It takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today on the show, Jeremy is not in today. He is going to be back next week. If you whisper on the radio, it makes for such boring listening. You want to know why Jeremy's not here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy is taking care of some business, which is none of your business. Or my business either.
None of your business.
It's none of my business either. But he's taking care of some stuff, and he will be back next week. I feel like it's been the longest time since we've seen him.
Yeah.
It's been even longer for you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You think you'd even recognize
and you
him?
said not to text Jeremy, because...
Oh, we have a joke. We have a joke. Okay. Tell your joke. Gavin has this great joke. Yeah, Jared's not listening, I promise.
No.
Come on. You want me to tell it?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of underwear does King Tut wear?
What?
What kind of underwear does King Tut wear?
What kind?
No one guesses? Anyone in the chat room going to guess? What kind of underwear does King Tut wear? Oh, ready, Gab? You say it.
Fruit of the tomb.
That was going to be our joke to Jeremy, wasn't it? Fruit of the
Yeah.
tomb. Don't you have a knock-knock for me, too?
No?
Are you sure?
No. Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure? Okay. So guess what?
You already texted that, Jeremy.
Which one? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana.
Knock, knock.
Apple.
See, you're no fun. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Moo.
Moo.
Tin cow.
Moo.
Ooh.
Moo.
Okay.
You're done with my jokes, aren't you?
No.
How is it that I can think I'm hilarious and my target audience would be a 9-year-old and I never get a giggle? Except for when I'm not trying to get a giggle like right now, or when he's in trouble, or when it's time to do his homework. Uh-oh, your dog. I hear your dog barking.
I heard homework.
You heard homework. Well, you know what? We're going to take a break, and you should probably take care of your dogs.
Okay.
And hold on. We're not broken yet.
I know.
We're still on. So we want to talk a little bit about Grandpa's company. What do you think?
Yeah.
What does Grandpa do?
He does insurance.
He does insurance.
Really good insurance.
That's right. So people should call him.
Yeah.
And what number should they call?
No idea.
Well, that makes it really difficult to get in touch with them if there's no phone number.
Call Grandpa.
Call Grandpa.
That's all you need to call.
You can look on their website at kufflecollimore.com, KUFFELCOLLIMORE.com for all your insurance needs, especially if you are in the marijuana business, and he can help you with crop
He gives
insurance.
out free Yorks.
He does give out free York peppermint patties. Oh, that sounds good right now.
Yes.
I had a spicy dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a dinner with lots of ketchup.
That's a good dinner. According to Ronald Reagan, ketchup is a vegetable. Isn't that who said that? No, it was...
No, it's a fruit. Ketchup is a fruit.
ketchup doesn't count as anything. And it was
Ketchup
Dan
is a
Quayle, I
fruit.
think, who said it, actually.
Ketchup
Anyway.
is made out of a tomato, and a tomato is fruit.
All right, there you go. Contact Cuffle Collimore and Company. Get a quote. Make sure that you're covered, not just for your crop insurance, which of course is really important, but your liability as well. If someone uses your product and says that they got sick from it, they can sue you.
Sue you.
So make sure you're covered. I'm Georgia. And
I'm Gavin.
We'll be right back.
The Law Office of Edson, Mayton, and Matz provides criminal defense, family law, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running a medical marijuana center, optional premises cultivation operation, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout the state of Colorado. We're focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. We will do everything we can to meet your expectations. WarrenEdson.com. Edson, Mayton, and Matz in Denver, 303-831-8188, and in Aspen, 970-948-7183. WarrenEdson.com.
Are you a medical marijuana patient or interested in finding out how to become one? Contact Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. Conveniently located on Hamden and Tamarack in the Whole Foods parking lot behind Proof of the Pudding. Mile High Wellness offers a wide variety of edibles, hashes, and some of Colorado's top strains. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern. 3525 South Tamarack, Suite 110, on the corner of Hamden and Tamarack. 720-382-8516. Mile High Wellness, where your care is our concern.
I'm Gary Johnson, and you're listening to Cannabis Radio, and I want to say, talk it up, Colorado.
Hi, welcome back. My co-host is late.
You told me to ask Dad stuff.
Did you want to continue to be on the show, or are you done?
Next break.
Next break? Okay. So, what's the plan for the rest of spring break?
Stay at Dad's office and play on computers.
Well, that may be your plan, but that's not our plan for
What?
you. Nope.
What?
No.
But it's like the best plan ever.
Yeah, why do you like that?
Because I get to stay at Dad's office and play on the computer.
What do you play on the computer?
At my office.
No, I said, what do you play? I think I said, what do you play?
agame.com.
What's that?
A.com for gaming.
You have to talk
for
best in there. Thank you so
playing
much.
games,
Yeah? What kind of games do you play? Those are all educational games, right?
maybe.
Yeah, like math games?
I'd go to Math Playground for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, since you're sitting here,
It's fun.
do you know who this is?
No.
So I didn't print it out in color, and I should have. It's on our Facebook page. This little girl is Jane Richard. Can we see this? Am I even close? So go to our Facebook page, and you can see this article and the color, beautiful picture of Jane Richard. She was 7 years old last year when she and her older brother Martin and her parents were standing at the finish line of the Boston Marathon, and there is an infamous picture of Martin, who was 8 at the time, and then in the back is one of the brothers, the brother with the white hat, because they had placed the backpack right behind this family. As you guys know, Martin was killed in the blast, and Jane Richard lost her leg. There is a video that we will not show. It was shown on the news in Boston, and it looks like Gnu wants to be on the show, which makes me extraordinarily happy.
Hello, Gnu.
And there's a video of the first responder who grabbed Jane and immediately recognized that she needed a tourniquet and went and asked a businessman for his belt, and he immediately gave the belt and put a tourniquet around her leg and stopped the bleeding, and it was pretty phenomenal. But Jane has been fitted with a pretty amazing prosthetic. It's called the Cheetah, and it's a running leg. As you can see, it's aerodynamic, and it's got the spring step, and it's pretty fantastic. Less than a year later, she's got this phenomenal smile on her face, and her family is doing the best that they can to recover. But yeah, it's pretty traumatic. So I'm just going to read really quick this. Are you taking them away?
Yes.
You think they're too loud?
Yes.
Oh. And they're a little destructive.
Yeah. Quickly.
Thank you, buddy. Jane Richards lost her brother, Martin Richard, and her left leg in the first explosion of the Boston Marathon bombings. Both her parents were also injured. Jane, now 8, is standing tall nearly a year later thanks to a new prosthetic cheetah running leg she received last week. The Martin family...
Last week?
Yeah, she just got this particular prosthetic. She had another prosthetic, as you know, within a few months of...
I don't know anything. Oh, okay.
Within a few months of the bombing.
Okay.
So she's... The family released this photo of her to show her Boston strength and just how far she's come on what has been a long and difficult road to recovery. With the 2014 Boston Marathon now just a month away, we are pleased to share a photo that shows just how far Jane has come on what has been this long road to recovery. Jane Richards, as we said, lost her leg. Her mom was hurt, suffering a head injury and losing her vision in one eye. She was hit by...
a small piece of the trash can?
Nope, a small piece, a pellet that was in the pressure cooker.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Her dad has some hearing loss.
Just like mine.
Your hearing loss is called selective hearing
My
loss.
dad's.
Oh, your dad's. Oh, I thought you were talking about your hearing loss. Yes.
I don't have hearing loss.
Oh, you just ignore me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I sometimes forget.
Oh, yeah, that's fair enough. The Richards family released their statements, and they went on to say that the leg was a gift from an organization called Wiggle Your Toes, whose mission is to support those suffering from limb loss in collaboration with Jane's team at United Prosthetics, who donated their time and labor to construct it and get her up and running. Never self-conscious and always smiling, Jane has worn it to school several times, which speaks to the can-do spirit she has displayed over the last 11 months. With just 1 month to this year's Boston Marathon, we find ourselves fully engaged in getting the foundation we set up in honor of our son Martin off to a strong start. In addition to working to support the wonderful team of 100 runners who wake up Team MR8, we've also been busy networking with established nonprofits as well as private and corporate foundations and even a few think tanks and institutes. The work being done out there to make the world a better place amazes and inspires us. The team of runners supporting the Martin W. Richard Charitable Foundation, Team MR8, has exceeded our every expectation. We're blessed to have found a collection of team players that perfectly embody the values that have always been important to our family. Watching them come together as a team, form friendships, and support one another reminds us of why we have made community one of the 3 pillars of our foundation. They've been hosting fundraising events in communities all over Massachusetts and around the country. These wonderful people are giving life to a foundation we hope will pay their dedication, determination, and generosity forward for generations. There's much activity in our lives these days, which goes a long way towards distracting us from what is certain to be an emotional 1-year anniversary on April 15th. A day doesn't pass when we don't cry over the loss of Martin, but we also laugh when we think of him, which feels like the right way to remember a little boy with a zest for life and a caring heart. Our gratitude will never diminish for the support and love we have received over the last 11 plus months. As for the next few weeks come and go, we will be thinking all about all of the families that have been impacted by the senseless events of last April, and I'm proud of the way the community around us has persevered. They are truly Boston's strongest. So what's this, Gav?
It's a Boston bracelet that I wanted to get.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they make this in kid sizes.
That's the reason I didn't get one.
Boston Strong bracelets. All the money goes to the Boston Strong Foundation that helps give money to all of the people who have been affected by the horrible tragedies of last year. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going to be watching the Boston Marathon it's on April 21st this year?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. You'll be in school. I'll watch it for us. It's going to be a very,
Can you
very...
record it for us?
Of course I can. It'll be pretty...
Can you run it for us?
I wish everyone and their brother...
Everyone donate to Mom right now.
Yeah, how about another year? Everyone wanted to run the Boston Marathon this year, didn't they?
Yeah.
And New York for the same reasons, huh?
Just donate to Mom, and if she gets like 500 million, she can get in.
Yep. It's too late. It's 3 weeks away.
Oh. Quickly!
I appreciate it. Hey, do you know what tomorrow is?
No.
April 1st. Do you know what that is?
April Fools.
The day I get to sling things and make them bounce off of your head. That's what I did last year.
You bounced things off my head last year? How did I not remember
like,
this?
I had my Nerf gun and just like shot it on your head and went boom.
Oh, that's so crazy because we have this rule in our house that says don't...
Not on April 1st.
Oh, yeah. Even on April 1st. So I want to come up with some really good pranks for Dad.
Seth taught me a bunch.
I know. So we have this friend Seth who we used to run with a lot, who taught...
As a kid now.
Yeah.
Changed everything.
Kids change everything. Taught Gavin some of the craziest pranks. What's the one with the water in the faucet one?
Oh, we have this thing right on the right of our sink.
Oh, actually we don't. It's the spray thing. If you have one of the handheld spray things.
We used to have one.
We used to have one.
And if you put like a little bit of tape to make it either push the handle or up a little bit, when someone goes to wash the dishes, they will get sprayed.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good one. What's another one?
And then there's also one where you put an open box of cereal laying on one of your, leaning against the door on one of your top shelves or something. So when you open it, all of the cereal falls on you.
Is that what you're supposed to do
No, you're supposed to be like,
with the bowl?
yeah.
Those are pretty good ones.
That would hurt.
Did you teach you any more?
No, because you started yelling at him from the bathroom to not teach me any.
I know. I should have realized that one day I would want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's make a pact right now, you and me. Ready?
No.
Come on. Pact, you and me. I won't prank you, you don't prank me.
No.
I don't prank you, you don't prank
No.
me. I don't prank you,
No.
you don't prank me.
No.
You don't prank me,
No.
you get to go do fun things.
Like?
Life.
No.
We have to come up with something. No mean pranks either, right? Just fun pranks. Like no pranks that are like, oh my gosh, I'm hurt. Because that's
Just kidding.
Yeah, that's not funny, is it? I don't like that so much.
And beer jokes aren't funny.
And kids making booze jokes not funny. You're absolutely
People
right.
making booze jokes aren't funny. Do
People-
you hear that?
Someone sees himself on camera. Yes.
I don't see myself.
Someone.
No, I do.
Booze jokes are not funny. All right, we'll come up with some pranks and we'll share. I'll share what we come up with next week. We'll come up with something, right?
Right.
All right, we're gonna take a break so you can go play.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right, thanks, buddy. You were a great co-host.
Thanks.
Love you. Hey,
Can I bring this out?
I need it.
Me too.
You really do have a booger. High up in the Rockies is beautiful Frisco, Colorado. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies is a medical marijuana center with compassion for Colorado's medical patients. Looking for great meds grown organically in soil? You've come to the right place. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies is just off I-70 at exit 203. Check them out at the web at www.mmrockies.com. Their ever-changing strain and clone selection is updated on the website daily. When making a trip to the mountains, no matter the season, stop by Medical Marijuana of the Rockies. Make sure you say you heard about them on iCannabis Radio. You can call 970-668-MEDS to get more information. Medical Marijuana of the Rockies, your mountain source for meds.
The Law Office of Edson, Maton, and Matz provides criminal defense, family law, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running a medical marijuana center, optional premises cultivation operation, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout the state of Colorado. We're focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. We will do everything we can to meet your expectations. WarrenEdson.com. Edson, Maton, and Matz in Denver, 303-831-8188, and in Aspen, 970-948-7183. WarrenEdson.com.
Hi, this is Gavin Edson, and you're listening to my mom, Georgia Edson, on iCannabisRadio.com.
Hi, welcome back. So that was fun. Gavin's a good co-host. So got some kind of interesting things going on. I wanted to tell you a little bit about this guy who is suing the Idaho police over, quote, license plate, end quote, profiling. Whoa, it's caught around his leg. Colorado resident has filed a lawsuit claiming he was the victim of what attorneys call license plate profiling during a road trip through Idaho last year. Darian Rosine filed the federal lawsuit Wednesday in the District of Idaho, more than a year after he was unlawfully detained and searched for marijuana on the basis of his Colorado license plates. Mark Kuntz, one of the attorneys in the case, said the 69-year-old was cleared after local law enforcement officers in Payette County, Idaho, detained Rosine for hours searching his Honda Ridgeline truck for the source of an alleged pot smell. Assuming guilt based on a license plate, that's just a violation of our civil rights, Kuntz said. The suit was first reported by Fox 31. Who cares? Rosine, retired vice president of Weyerhaeusen Real Estate, an arm of the forest products company worth $16.5 billion, according to Forbes, was searched January 25th, 2013, on his way from his daughter's baby shower in Washington State to his second home in Pagosa Springs. At the time, medical marijuana was legal in the District of Columbia and 18 states, including Colorado. The state of Washington and Colorado had recently passed state laws that would allow sales of recreational marijuana, but it would be a year before recreational pot would be available. Just outside the Idaho border with Oregon at 11:40 a.m., Rosine pulled off Interstate 84 to use the bathroom at a rest stop, according to the complaint and the demand for a jury trial. Just before he exited the interstate, the complaint said, Rosine passed an Idaho State Police trooper parked in the median. Trooper Justin Klitsch, who was listed as the first defendant in the lawsuit, followed Rosine to the rest stop, where he activated the overhead lights on his patrol car and then walked up to the parked ridgeline. The complaint claimed Klitsch followed Rosine only because of his Colorado license plates, which led the trooper to conclude that he must be transporting illegal substances. Klitsch did not initially give Rosine a reason for contacting him, but eventually said that Rosine failed to signal before he exited and that he bumped into two curbs at the rest stop. Rosine insisted that he did signal before the exit. He said he could not distinguish the curbs hidden under the snow and was distracted when Klitsch suddenly appeared behind him, the complaint said. The trooper rejected Rosine's reason for getting off the highway, that he had to use the bathroom, and insisted that Rosine was attempting to avoid the state police. Klitsch then asked Rosine why his eyes appeared glassy and accused Rosine of transporting something that he should not have in his vehicle. Rosine told the trooper that he possessed valid prescription medications. In the complaint, Klitsch then asked, when was the last time you used any marijuana? He was offended by his treatment, assuming not only that he was a user, but that he was carrying marijuana into Idaho just based on the fact that he has Colorado license plates. Rosine repeatedly told him he does not use marijuana and never has. 3 times, Rosine refused to allow Klitsch to search his Honda, but opened up a few areas if I was going to get him back on the road faster, the complaint said. If it was going to get him back on the road faster. Rosine said he never smelled the odor of marijuana that Klitsch claimed he detected coming from his trunk. Klitsch used that odor as probable cause to search, transport, and hold Rosine and his truck at the local sheriff's office. He didn't go out and say, "Where's the weed, old man?" Kuhn said, but the whole interaction was just, "Give me the weed, I know it's here." Klitsch drove Rosine to the Payette County Sheriff's Office in the back of the seat of the patrol car without Rosine's consent. Fruitland City Police Department officer Eric Christensen transported Rosine's truck. At the sheriff's office, Rosine was allowed to use the bathroom under supervision. Klitsch told Rosine that he was free to leave, but he could not have his truck because officers had not finished searching it. The trooper issued him a citation for careless driving, which Kuntz has since been resolved. Klitsch, Christensen, and at least 6 other officers searched the vehicle. The search turned up no illegal substances. Kuntz in the complaint said. Rosine's lawsuit seeks general and punitive damages. A few people with similar stories have contacted the Boise law firm heading the suit since hearing about Rosine's petition. Kuntz said, "It may be a pervasive problem, and as more people come forward, that'll play out. But at this point, I don't know the extent. Idaho State Police would not give comment on the matter." Surprise, surprise. But a representative said that the department plans to issue a statement on the litigation later this week. Everyone's been talking about if you're traveling to nearby states, particularly a state like Kansas, Nebraska, which aren't particularly 420 friendly, to be prepared to get pulled over just based on your license plates and be really smart about that. This particular situation is such a good one. 69-year-old man who does not smoke, who was not carrying any marijuana. This couldn't be a better case to be brought forward. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, be careful out there because there's racial profiling, there's gender profiling, and now guess what? There's license plate profiling. So your Colorado license plate gives the assumption to law enforcement in other states that you are transporting weed. Kind of funny, kind of silly if you ask me. So on the other end of the spectrum, speaking of 420 states, we have Vermont, which it's just a very friendly state all around, whether you're talking about their medical marijuana laws or whatever. I've never been to a place quite like Vermont before. Early on, we spend a portion of the summer there every year, and we were at a restaurant for breakfast one morning, and a man walks in with his chainsaw, which he proceeds to put in a chair next to him. And I'm at the table with a bunch of other people, and I'm like, "Warren, this guy has a chainsaw." And I'm like laughing. The guy brought his chainsaw in. I'm laughing. I'm trying to, get attention of other people at the table. Look, he's got a chainsaw. No one bit, because in Vermont, what are you going to do? Leave your chainsaw outside for someone to take it? Of course you're going to bring it inside with you. That's just what you do in Vermont. So now that I know that, it's, people just are very thoughtful about their tools and wouldn't want to leave them in their truck or outside where something could happen to them. So they take up a table chair in the restaurant. But Vermont's medical marijuana usage is booming, according to the AP released today. So in Burlington, Vermont, statistics show that medical marijuana is booming in Vermont, with jumps in both patient approvals and authorized patient assistance. But production costs are high, and some types of marijuana aren't available in states. The Burlington Free Press reported that the number of patients approved to use medical marijuana is up 90% from this time a year ago. That puts the total number of patients at 1,000. So it's up 90%. So last year, they were at 100. Now they're at 1,000, which is a huge jump. But, we're at 100,000. They're at 1,000. I just think that's cute. It's booming at 1,000, which is great. I think it's wonderful. The population of Vermont is also pretty small. Data also shows that the number of caregivers authorized to assist patients either by growing small amounts of marijuana or obtaining it from one of Vermont's 4 dispensaries is up 74%. As of last week, there are 153 caregivers in the state. A 61-year-old woman, medical marijuana patient, said that medical marijuana is an amazing blessing. She has endured back pain for years, and she said, "I'm able to sleep through the night for the first time in a very long time." While usage is booming, there are problems that have arisen in the burgeoning business of growing legalized medical marijuana. Sales don't cover the production cost, and also the federal law limits certain kinds of medical marijuana, and some patients have said that they can't get the strains of marijuana they want in Vermont. And what's interesting about that statement in the article is that federal laws limit all kinds of medical marijuana, not just some. So it's clearly Vermont's law that limits the strain selection available. Like in New Jersey, you can only have certain percentages of THC, and they're all very, very low. Despite those hiccups, the Vermont law is a tremendous model of success, and they've done a terrific job. Under Vermont law, residents can receive medical marijuana if they have a debilitating medical condition, and this has been around since 2004. So yay for Vermont. I hope that having a Vermont license plate does not mean that when you go into New Hampshire, for example, you're going to get in trouble. Of course, now Maine has medical. You just don't want to drive into New York because New York doesn't have it. And so you just got to be kind of careful. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk a little bit about Oregon when we get back. And then, we got to talk about 420. We just got to talk about 420 because tomorrow's April 1st. And before we know it, those 3 weeks are going to pass, and it's going to be that holiday. So I'm Georgia, and we'll be right back.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it on grass. runongrass.com.
The National Cannabis Industry Association would like to thank its members who represent the leading professional businesses in America's emerging legal cannabis market. NCIA is the only organization that has unified legitimate cannabis business across the nation to fight for real reform in Washington, D.C. For more information or to make your business a member, visit us online at thecannabisindustry.org.
Hi, welcome back. So stuff to talk about, and 420. There's just so much. I didn't want to talk a ton about 420 without Jeremy being here because, of course, he's going to want to talk a lot about 420 too. But, this year, 420 falls on a Sunday, which is fine. It also falls on Easter Sunday. And I just, for the life of me, cannot figure out. I guess nothing's really going to happen in 420 is going to be what it always is because it's not like Easter Sunday is going to affect a lot of people's desire to go to the park in downtown Denver and smoke in public and do the whole rally thing and go to all. That's the other thing that happens is, the rally is great, but people just go shopping all day long. And now with the first year that recreational stores will be open, it won't just be current red card holders that will be shopping. It will be everybody that's shopping. So it should be a pretty interesting weekend. It just for some reason seems weird to me that it's on Easter Sunday. I don't know why. It's not like I'm super religious or anything. But it just, I'm almost bummed that it's on Easter Sunday because, for me, it's family time. Easter Bunny comes, got stuff to do. But it's always fun to be in the store and have all the people coming. And it's, what happens is the day is crazy up until about 4:00. And then about 4:00, people really want to go and be someplace at 4:20. So they've kind of done their shopping and it mellows out. So we'll have to see. I think the 19th is got potential to be kind of an interesting shopping day. So the whole weekend. Of course, High Times is also doing their Cannabis Cup, which I think is going to be, I just don't get how this is going to work. So they're holding it at this place called the Merchandise Mart. And the Merchandise Mart, there's a Merchandise Mart in every major city in the United States. And so you all kind of know where they are. It's wholesale spots, convention kinds of things. And it's indoors. And so not only is there not smoking, there's not smoking. So the Clean Air Act means that you can't smoke. So, do they get around that by having some sort of parking lot situation? It's not a fenced-in area. The parking lot is big open parking lot, and so I don't know what they're going to do. And I just
Well, it is fenced in all the way around there. Like the parking lot is in a fenced-in place.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't remember the fence.
Gates to go in there.
Oh. Well, I still think it's going to be, I guess they could put something up so you couldn't see in there, which is what they're going to probably have to do. I just think it's going to be nutty. It's a weird location. It makes sense if it's just an event where people are showing off their goods, but that's not what it's been in the past. What it's been in the past is a smoking event, a crazy, insane smoking. Last year was wall-to-wall people. It was ridiculous. People had a really good time, and that's great. Unfortunately, if you remember, after the Cannabis Cup was over, there was an outside portion, an empty lot that was used for outside vending, and it was a trash pit. People just left their entire booth setups, flyers. It was embarrassing. It was absolutely embarrassing. And so a bunch of volunteers went down and cleaned it up. And there's still some finger pointing. Was it supposed to be the Expo Center's responsibility to clean it up? Was it supposed to be High Times' responsibility to make sure it got cleaned up? I don't even know if that was ever resolved. What I know is that I saw pictures. I went down there. It was awful, and I can just imagine there's residences all around this neighborhood. But even if there wasn't, it's just not okay to you leave a place better than you found it, not 100 times worse. And so I can't even begin to imagine what this year's is going to bring. iCannabis Radio is not going to have a booth or broadcast live from this particular event. But I know that we'll have some people who attend and can kind of tell us all about it. We've got some other things on the agenda for the next couple of months that have our time and attention, and I'll have to share those with you later. But yeah, 420 always seems to kind of sneak up on me. And it shouldn't, because it's always on April 20th. That's not news. It's not like, oh gosh, when's Memorial Day or when's Labor Day? Nope. I know exactly when it is. But this year it feels like, I don't know, maybe it's because with recreational starting January 1st, that's been really all we've focused on. So we'll tell you more about all the 420 events. There's lots of concerts, and let us know what's going on in your particular town or states, what 420 celebrations are happening. We would like to talk about them. We'll publicize them for you. It'll just be kind of interesting. I want to talk a little bit about what happened in Oregon the other day. says there was an unmistakable feeling of excitement among the approximately 400 attendees of the Oregon Medical Marijuana Business Conference Sunday at the Hilton Eugene. This is the year that medical marijuana retailers or dispensaries are transitioning from the underground, where they have operated in a legal gray area for more than a decade, to the legitimate mainstream in Oregon. Approved by lawmakers last year, the first legal dispensaries opened earlier this month. Business opportunities abound to those new marketplaces, conference attendees said, both for traditional marijuana, but also for hash oils and gels, marijuana-infused edibles, and a wide range of smoking or vaping accessories. Those opportunities took all the more enticing to advocates, given the possibility that 2014 could also see Oregon voters legalize recreational marijuana in the November election, followed the lead of their counterparts in Colorado and Washington state. We've truly reached a tipping point, said Ben McCannis of Can Consulting, which helps clients establish legal dispensaries and related businesses. Staffing a booth on Sunday, McCannis said conference attendees' interests are all across the spectrum. You've got those that want to play the long game with possible marijuana business, those who want to take a quick buck, and those who just don't want to miss the boat completely. In addition to vendors, the conference, which continues today, features expert speakers on a variety of issues, including practical advice for applying for and operating a dispensary, possible changes to Oregon's marijuana laws, and legal discussions about some government's efforts to establish a one-year moratorium or bans on dispensaries. Travis McKenzie, 43, recently submitted 2 applications for medical marijuana dispensaries, one in Eugene and one in Springfield, although he said he ultimately only wants to operate one. No, you don't. You want to operate 2, trust me. McKenzie said Sunday that he and his wife now legally grow medical marijuana for a total of 8 patients, mostly relatives and friends. They began doing so after his wife suffered a brain injury and was given a prescription. Neither of them was even an occasional marijuana user before that. Growing marijuana has become a kind of fun thing to do and to perfect, he said. We thought the dispensary would allow us to continue that and provide more patients with access. At the conference, to network and to check out a vacuum oven used to dry out marijuana to extract its oil, McKenzie, an electrician, said he doesn't necessarily have big ambitions for his marijuana business. I'm not trying to get rich or become a mogul, but I just like to make my living doing this. Steve Prinster, a 53-year-old Gold Beach resident and a medical marijuana card holder, said he's at the conference just to hear what's going on. Prinster said he's intrigued by the possibilities of becoming a wide-scale medical marijuana grower or processor. He could even see himself becoming a full-time hemp farmer. I love this. So many old new jobs and new old jobs. It's wonderful. He says there's so many opportunities in so many different areas when you really start to think about it. David Cox, a Springfield resident, thinks he's already found his. Using his initial $6,000 investment, he started a company last year called Dr. Vape, which sells battery-powered dome vaporizers, also known as pens. Resembling an electronic cigarette with a bulbous glass attachment, the device can be used to vaporize an extremely potent marijuana-based wax concentrate. Yes, you, David Cox, and 25 other people have developed this amazing e-cigarette idea. Cox says he hopes to get his vaporizers, which are all manufactured in China, which sell from $60 to $130 in all of his local dispensaries. Yeah, you can get them for $15, or you can get them free when you buy some cartridges. This is the kind of stuff that's going to happen in Oregon before you know it. So his idea of selling vapes for $60 to $130 up front will happen, and then it won't take long before those prices absolutely plummet. Anyway, I'm just saying that because we've seen it. However, it's still really exciting, and I'm thrilled for Oregon, and I think it's going to be wonderful to see all these new states who have expanded their medical marijuana laws to be able to allow for stores and allow for home growing and ultimately allow for recreational sales like we have. It's amazing. Has the sky fallen, you guys? No sky. Yeah. So it's now been a full 3 months.
Get a little bit higher to this.
Right. The sky has not fallen. It's actually higher. I think you're probably right, at least for some people. But yeah, this has not been this catastrophic anything. I hate to say, told you so, But yeah, it's nice. Now, if we could just make sure that we keep the whole CBD only legislation to a bare minimum, so we don't backtrack. I think we'll see every year things will get better and better for cannabis legalization. That's just my 2 cents, which I get to give because it's my show. So that about covers it for me tonight. We do have some stuff coming up this week. The Adam Dunn Show from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. That's 2 hours of Adam Dunn, and he talks about everything, growing and hemp and seeds and the whole 9 yards. So definitely check out Adam. And then David and Sam, the hemp connoisseur, from 4 to 5. Oh, nice. 4 to 5 on Thursday. And they're going to talk with the guys who are organizing this summer's Bongathon, which always takes place in August. We usually have a poster around somewhere or 3. August 2nd, 2014, competitive toking since 1974. So that'll be great. And then Jeremy will be back next Monday, so definitely come back. I know you guys are going to miss Gavin. I get it. But Jeremy's got some fun things to talk about too. Thank our sponsors, Edson, Maiten, and Matt, Smile High Wellness, Noto Urban Garden Supply, Medical Marijuana of the Rockies, Run on Grass, and of course my dad, Cuffle Collmore and Company. My name's Georgia, and it was a pleasure. I want to thank Gavin for being on the show tonight, and our intern Gabe, and of course my favorite producer Chris. And I'll see you guys for the first show in April. Bye-bye.